Still trying to convince the MAGAverse that he didn't blow it on Tuesday night against Kamala Harris, even though he is clearly terrified of facing her again. Kamala should focus on what she should have done during the last almost 4-year period. There will be no third debate. For 60 days prior to an election, the Department of Injustice is supposed to do absolutely nothing that would taint or interfere with said election.
Melania Trump's taking on The View, and it ain't for a friendly chat over coffee. Nope, she's slapping them with a $100 million lawsuit. Seems like someone's been talking smack about her marriage, and Melania's not having it. What's got our favorite former First Lady so riled up? Did The View host suggest she's secretly plotting to push Trump down the stairs? Or did they claim she's been sneaking kale into his Diet Coke? Stick around, folks. This drama's juicier than a White House leak. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
According to Rolling Stone, members of Trump's inner circle think another debate would be a bad idea. They say his performance was so disappointing, he doesn't know whether to call it Eric or Don Jr. at this. Kamala should focus on what she should have done during the last almost 4-year period. There will be no third debate. The voters and voter polls showed it, but the fake news media wasn't giving the credit that was due. Wow. Remember, I wasn't debating one person, I was debating 3. They should fire everybody at ABC Fake News.
Alright folks, let's dive into the drama that's got Melania Trump reaching for her lawyer's number faster than you can say, "I really don't care, do you?" It's time to spill the tea on what those chatty ladies from The View said that's got our former First Lady seeing red. Picture this, it's just another day on The View set. The hosts are sipping their coffee, probably gossiping about the latest celebrity scandals, when suddenly, Melania Trump becomes the hot topic. But they weren't just discussing her latest fashion choices or her gardening skills. Oh no, these ladies decided to go full mean girls on poor Melania. One of the hosts, let's call her Ms. Motormouth, had the audacity to claim that Melania hates living with Trump so much, she'd rather be anywhere else. Ouch. I mean, we all have our opinions about the Donald, but that's a pretty low blow, right? It's like saying your friend's spouse would rather live in a dumpster than share a roof with them. Not cool, ladies, not cool. But wait, it gets worse. Another host, we'll nickname her Ms. Loose Lips, took it up a notch. She joked about Melania wanting to take him out.
If you won't feel an earthquake if you're wearing Crocs. They act as a shock absorber, and you're totally safe if you wear them. That's true. I learned that from J.D. Vance. It was 3 against 1. Trump got humiliated by Kamala, the moderators, and by himself, primarily. Still trying to convince the MAGAverse that he didn't blow it on Tuesday night against Kamala Harris, even though he is clearly terrified of facing her again.
And no, she wasn't talking about a romantic dinner date or a fun game of mini golf. The implication was darker than Trump's spray tan, if you catch my drift. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just talk show banter, right? They're always saying crazy stuff. Well, apparently when you're implying that someone might have violent intentions towards a former president, it's not just fun and games anymore. It's like accusing your neighbor of wanting to poison their annoying dog. It might seem funny at first, but it can land you in hot water real quick. These ladies might have thought they were just throwing some shade, but they ended up casting a whole eclipse on Melania's reputation. It's not just about hurt feelings anymore. When you're a public figure like Melania, words can do more damage than a bad hair day. They can mess with your relationships, your image, and as we're about to find out, your bank account. Speaking of bank accounts, Melania's not letting this slide with just an eye roll and a hair flip. Oh no, she's pulling out the big guns. But before we get into the legal smackdown she's preparing, let's take a moment to appreciate the irony. The ladies of The View are known for their, shall we say, spirited discussions, but it looks like they might have finally met their match in Melania Trump. Who knew the quiet, reserved former First Lady had it in her to go toe-to-toe with these daytime TV titans? Looks like The View ladies bit off more than they could chew with Melania. But here's the $100 million question. Does she actually have a case? Or is this just a trumped-up lawsuit? Let's break it down, folks. Melania's not just mad, she's mad enough to slap The View with a lawsuit that could buy a small country. But can she really sue over some catty comments? I mean, she was the first lady, not some random person they picked on at the mall food court. Here's the thing, being a public figure doesn't mean you're a punching bag for every TV host with a loose tongue. Melania's lawyers are saying this isn't just gossip, it's straight up defamation. That's fancy lawyer talk for you can't just make stuff up about people on national TV, even if they're married to the Orange Menace.
Disobeyed their own rule in favor of complete and total election interference. I did nothing wrong. They did. For 60 days prior to an election, the Department of Injustice is supposed to do absolutely nothing that would taint or interfere with said election. They nice, even for a few seconds, to be rattled by something other than the election this morning.
The teleprompter just went out.
But winning this case isn't going to be as easy as convincing Donald to eat a salad. Melania's got to prove The View hosts knew what they were saying was false or just didn't care if it was true. It's like trying to prove your dog ate your homework, except the homework is your reputation and the dog is a bunch of chatty daytime TV hosts. Now, here's where it gets interesting. These defamation cases for big shots like Melania are trickier than trying to understand Trump's hair. They've got to show that The View ladies were being extra naughty and said stuff without caring if it was true or not. It's like accusing someone of cheating at Monopoly. You better have some solid proof or you'll end up looking like the fool. But Melania's not just doing this for funsies or to fund her next shopping spree. Nope, she's trying to make a point that even if you're famous, you shouldn't have to put up with people saying nasty things about you on TV. It's like she's saying, hey, I may have been first lady, but that doesn't mean you can say I want to push my hubby down the stairs.
I guess when you eat as many buckets of chicken as Donald Trump does, eventually you turn into one. It's dodging a debate makes him look like the coward that he is. And she challenged him to another one immediately. He wants no part of it.
Here's the kicker though, celebs don't have a great track record with these kinds of lawsuits. It's harder to win than a game of chess against a supercomputer. But if Melania pulls this off, it could change the game. TV hosts might have to think twice before they start running their mouths about public figures. Imagine that, a world where people on TV actually have to be careful about what they say. What a concept. Well, folks, it looks like Melania's lawsuit might just be the legal equivalent of a reality TV plot twist. Who knew our favorite former First Lady had such a flair for drama? But here's the kicker. If she actually wins this thing, it could change the game for talk shows everywhere. Imagine a world where TV hosts have to think before they speak. Shocking, right? It's like asking fish not to swim or politicians not to lie. But seriously, if Melania comes out on top, we might see talk shows scrambling to set up some don't get sued boot camps for their hosts. Maybe they'll even hand out think before you roast bracelets as party favors. And let's be real, this whole mess is a reminder that words have consequences. Even if you're just cracking jokes on national TV about someone wanting to push their husband down the stairs. You know, normal, everyday stuff. So next time you're about to drop a spicy hot take, maybe consider if you've got a spare $100 million lying around, just in case.